Go out, Billy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Albert and Billy Show. Hope everybody's having a good day today. I'm kind of so that my allergies are absolutely killing me. This pollen has just...
It's been wearing me down too. I've been taking the Claritin D, and it helps. It helps a little bit.
Yeah, it does. But some of the medication makes you drowsy, so you gotta be careful what you take. And trust me, I've been done before and took a PM at, in the daytime, or the AM at nighttime.
I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, well rested.
I know it. I've made that mistake before. It's no fun, that's for sure.
So today we're kind of starting something a little weird today. We were wanting to interview these two guys. These two guys have been doing this show for some time now here at WUAT Radio, and so I wanted to kind of talk to them and kind of turn the tables on them a little bit.
I know.
You guys are always interviewing somebody.
Yeah, I know.
And so I thought this might turn the tables a little bit, and
I like that.
People listening audience and the viewing audience on Channel 18 would be able to get to know you guys a little better.
Well, I guess a lot of that depends on your questions.
And I got some dudes. I got some real dudes. I tell you, my first question is to Billy. Billy, tell me about the very first time you were on radio, and were you nervous, or how did you get asked to do it, or here at WAT, was that your first, or?
Yeah, it was. Let's see, let me think back here.
How many years?
I was nervous. I started in, I believe, October of 2014, so
8 years ago.
8 years ago.
God,
but the radio station's been here since 72, right? Or
at least, yeah. The radio station's been here.
Long time.
Yeah, it has. I think it was 1973. But I would have to go back and look, but I believe that's the year. What do you think, Papa?
I've got it down in my notes somewhere.
Oh, good.
So, Billy, was you nervous the first time you went on radio, or Miss Bounds was Miss Bounds here helping you?
Yeah, she was here.
Oh, wow, that was a great pleasure, I bet.
Yeah, it was. And for some reason, I wasn't that very nervous. I don't know why, but I didn't seem to be nervous. I don't remember being nervous at all. For some reason, it just comes natural.
It does, I think, a little bit, just to be able to talk and stuff. Had you done any kind of announcing football or baseball or basketball? Or done any of that kind of stuff in high school?
Done a little bit of that, but not a lot. Not a lot, but...
So you just got literally thrown into it, huh?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Because Joyce Bounds had asked me, I guess 2 times before, and that third time was like... I guess the third time was a charm, because for whatever reason, that third time, boy, I said yes, So
were you on every week then?
Yeah, I worked nearly every day of the week after that. Once I said yes, and it was fun.
So how long was you into it before you asked the young man here? On the radio?
Not very far into it. Probably maybe a year, but.
About a year.
Yeah. No more than that. That's for sure.
So Albert, let me ask you this: does it seem a little strange to you to be sitting in the radio station that you used to popcorn next door at the old theater?
For 4 years.
For 4 years as a teenager.
Yeah.
Does that seem a little?
It's like a dream. I'm just dreaming, and so I'm enjoying it.
Enjoying the ride?
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that answer.
Tell us the story about popping popcorn.
I was a freshman in high school, and the boy that was popping popcorn, when he had a date, he would call me and ask me if I would take his place that night, and that's how I got my feet wet. And then when he graduated, I was the heir apparent to do the popping every night for the moviegoers and all day on Saturday as people walk these streets You'd be almost like in Gatlinburg. The streets were full of people.
That's what I've heard back in the day. Yeah. What year would you say that was? Probably
1949.
1949. Oh, yeah. I'd love to be in the hills of Tennessee. That's an old song. I love that.
1949.
But I also had to come up to the drugstore every morning before school and grind ice. And they bought a 300-pound block of ice.
Wow! And so you had to chisel it up and get it busted up.
I had to take an ice pick, and the grinder to grind the ice was hand driven, and so I had to get that piece of ice that would fit that opening to grind, and then I had to wash all the glasses and wipe off all the tables. So I had that every morning and every night and all day on Saturday.
That sounds like big dollars there.
Oh, I think
rolling in the dough back in them days.
I think I made $11 a week.
Wow, $11 a week back in them. That's probably as much as some grown men made, maybe. $11.
I
think I spent $11 coming through town in gasoline earlier.
Absolutely. It costs you $11 just to go through town right now.
Well, to go to Dunlap and drive back, it cost me $10.
Yeah, and in your little car, your little sports car.
Every bit of it.
So Albert, how in the world did you and Billy get to doing this show? Did you know, you guys, if you think about it and you look at your career at doing this, y'all have interviewed just about anybody that's anybody up and down these valleys and these hills at one time or another in this radio station. That's
a good point.
I mean, you guys have interviewed a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yes. So many I can't even remember them all, honestly.
Well, I actually...
Most of them y'all can, too.
I leave most of the questioning up to Billy. My role here is... I never did fully understand
what your goal is.
Why he called me. I was sitting at home one day, and Billy just called me and said, "Hey, Papa, will you come up here and talk to me?" I thought, well, why would you want me to talk to you? He said, well, I'm on the radio all day long. I need somebody to talk to. I said, well, Billy, what would I talk about? He said, well, come on up here. I came.
Did you even have an idea, Billy, that it would go off like this and y'all would have hundreds of thousands of viewers in YouTube world?
No.
Our TV show?
No, I didn't.
No, we didn't envision TV.
No.
But it didn't bother me to be on the radio. And then when we made the shift to TV, I just came up here one day and Billy said, by the way, Papa, they're going to film us today on television.
That sounds like me.
It does, yeah.
Well,
throw it on you.
The telephone company had come and talked to Billy because Billy was the one they needed to talk to.
Sure.
And Billy just nonchalantly said to me, by the way, Papa, they're going to film us today.
You know, by the way, we are so blessed to have Bledsoe County Phone Cooperative, an old-timey phone company here in Bledsoe County with the cable and the high-speed internet and all that stuff. Well, I mean, that's a sponsor that that sponsor you guys, but it really helps the community too. By the way,
I wonder. I think the telephone company started in the 50s.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe before that, I really don't know. You would know.
And I got a little whisper today that Channel 18's hooking up brand new equipment for Channel 18 Valley TV. So the radio show and the TV show and all of their programming will come in more clear and more consistent. Well, the big boss man told me that today. I hope I was Charlie Bourne told me that they're getting some brand new equipment for Channel 18.
Go Charlie.
That's right. Amen.
Let me tell you, Charlie, I remember when you were a kid.
I knew you before you were famous.
And I know you too, Charlie.
So let's go back to that first day where you guys were sitting in here and on the radio. Did y'all just go and wing it for the hour, or?
Had to.
Yes, yeah.
But the next time
I know you had stuff wrote down.
Not the first day.
Not the
first day you did.
But when I came back to be on the radio, I was
You had your ducks in order.
I had my ducks in order.
So do you have those books still at home that you wrote those first questions and things?
Wow.
I'm excited about some of the stuff you've got wrote down for today.
I think I went back to 15.
You did?
Really?
15.
Wow. to 2015. That seems like a lifetime ago now.
I went back
Yeah.
and I studied all of those to come up with today's.
Oh wow, I'm excited. That's
19 and 50.
That's gonna be good.
That'd be 8 years, Billy.
Yeah.
Just about, yeah. Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
7 at least,
That's
right?
incredible, isn't it? So y'all just had your 200th episode a few weeks ago, filmed right here at Nickel Row.
Yeah,
Tell us about the numbers. Tell me about the numbers that TV show has got.
Yeah, that is unreal. Honestly, the 200th episode was promoted, heavily, and we promoted it real good.
Yes.
And we had a good time filming that episode, but I didn't dream. I had a feeling it was going to do good, but I didn't know it was going to do that good. It's like it crossed the 200,000 view mark like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think
200,000 people has seen that
Yeah.
show, and that was a
Over
great show,
that.
by the way. We were
Yeah.
talking about mental health that day.
no, but that was
the
good
next
too.
week, wasn't it?
That was the one Miss Becky Ridley was on there.
Yes.
with us
That
on
wasn't
one.
very long ago.
That was just a few
And
weeks ago, and it's doing
a
real
couple
well.
100,000. I think, or
So
close.
it was an important issue on that one. That
It
was
really
an important
is.
issue.
Mental
so
health
I
is
wanted to
very
do well.
serious. I've dealt with mental issue. We've all talked about that before right here at the radio station.
Absolutely.
And it seems like we sometimes sit here and talk about things off air and kind of mull over the days. I know you guys both have probably been watching the tennis tournaments.
And you've got people that are coming out of the closet and admitting that that's the reason they didn't show up for a tournament. They were having mental issues.
Right. That's right. That's true.
And it's more widely accepted now. It's more recognized that it is a problem.
And we all have a little bit of issues, I think, with any man that you talk to can tell you about kid issues that they had most generally. And I think I've got in trouble before by saying that a little bit of bullying is a good thing, but a whole lot of bullying is a bad thing. But a little bit of bullying is good for to be able to deal with, jobs and people as a little kid,
Absolutely.
But
you learn how to stand up for yourself.
You got to, yeah. And in this in country life, we do that even a little more. I think stand up for ourselves.
You have to, by Georgia.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid that there is an element of bullying in a lot of us because we have a tendency to feel superior to someone else.
Sure.
We see another person's weaknesses more than we see our own.
Yeah.
I don't like to admit that I've ever made any mistakes.
Yeah, we know.
I will say, well, that's the first mistake I've made today, but it's probably the 100th or the 1,000th. But
in those mistakes, we were actually talking earlier that we grow on those. They help us grow.
That is true.
If you're man enough to admit it.
Well, yeah.
That's the thing. A lot of people grow up never facing their shortcomings, and that's sad.
It is because they don't deal with it.
So it's just incredible, interesting to think about all the things, the topics that y'all have talked about right here at this little bitty radio station on the corner of Main Street and Cumberland Avenue.
Now those are hard to come by.
The topics are incredible. I mean, around the whole world of things, and literally world events you guys have talked about.
Well,
we have a lot.
Whatever comes to mind, that's what I write about.
Yeah, and on on national news or anything like that, we just kind of get that. Just come to us daily, It changes all the time. So,
and we've talked about how people
we'll talk about sometimes.
We've talked about how people watch this show to get the daily news about what's going on this weekend the next weekend or whatever here locally.
They do. There's always something.
There's always something going on.
And we get some feedback from people.
Yes, we do.
There's a lot of things that come to my mind that I don't plan on using, and I call out names sometimes. Like last week, I mentioned Warner Cagle. Well, in mentioning her daughter came to my mind, and I mentioned an event about her when she was principal. Well,
You did.
I got a phone call from Mrs. Warner Cagle. She
Wow.
said, Albert, I got to see what all you said about me.
So we have to make sure we keep our tongue watch what we say, don't we?
You got that right.
But I
Yeah.
had not planned on talking about Warner.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was at the
you're
dollar
right.
store here in
You're right.
town back there today, and someone walked up to me, literally walked up behind me. I had some stuff in my buggy, and I was going around the corner, and she said, "Are you going to film the Albert and Billy show today?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." That's exactly. She says, "Oh, I love listening to them guys on the radio."
This was where the dollar store.
She's in your. I'm not even going to say her name, but you're going to have to ask her. She's in or ask who it was. She's in your Sunday school class.
Oh, I went to buy my driver's license today. No, my license plate today.
Mm-hmm.
And that girl, when Mrs. Sapp, when she waited on me,
Nice.
she said, when I was writing the checkout, and she said, I like to watch your show.
Aw.
There we go. Thank you, Janice.
Yes, sir.
Janice Sapp.
Yeah.
Now, see, I hadn't planned on mentioning Janice Sapp's name.
There you go. She.
That's what,
But if everybody watches, sometime or other, I'll use your name.
that's right.
Honest to goodness, there's been a lot of times y'all started a new tradition of several
Yeah.
months ago with the birthday thing.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
it's grown into this thing. People
It
get
really-
mad if you don't have their birthday on Albert and Billy's show. And so, it's really funny. And I love
It
that
is.
because we love what, you guys are putting input, to the
Yeah.
show.
Well, we weren't expecting that either, really.
It was an accident, I think.
It was
actually.
totally accidental, actually. As soon as I'd forgotten to mention somebody's birthday on the radio, so we were filming one afternoon. I said, we need to mention them. I didn't think nothing about it. I mentioned it, and then that next week, people started calling me and saying, "Well, it's so and so's birthday. You care to say it on TV?"
Well, they can also
do that one time, and now it's a tradition.
And they can also follow her on Facebook,
That's right.
with
That's right.
WUAT Radio, and
That's
very
something,
important.
yeah.
It is.
We had not thought about that.
Yeah.
And we have our own Facebook page for the Albert and Billy Show. You can go there and check it out.
It's real easy to find the TV shows, past and present. Is just say Google
Yeah.
playlist Albert and Billy Show,
There
channel
you
18
go.
Valley TV.
Oh,
And it'll
okay. I
pull it
didn't
right
know that.
Yep. Or you can do channel 18 Valley playlist,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
does it also. And
Yeah,
so
I have
it's easy to
done
find.
that. Yeah, I have done that.
The most amazing thing about the Albert and Billy show, to me personally, is this. I cannot fathom, I cannot get over the fact that this has gone on as long as it has. Albert is 87 years old, and this is my grandson, and he's in his 40s. Why in the world it melded into a program? That,
So I have to ask: has this drawn y'all closer in your relationship?
Yeah.
As
let
son
me
and-
tell you, a lot of what I do is geared toward listening to him laugh.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
And
I
he-
agree 100%.
And his voice, I don't know who I sound like, but Billy's voice is geared to television and radio.
It is. Has that definitely.
ideal.
Thank you.
Ideal.
Especially in his advertising and some of the things that
He sounds professional. I sound amateurish.
Oh,
well, I just sound
no.
fly by night. That's the way I roll. Just go wide open and hope you don't hit nothing.
I know some people like that.
So what are we up for next with the Albert and Billy show?
Trivia
Well,
first.
This is some trivia, looks like. Let's see how many. Good
That's
Lord.
trivia. That's from Lala.
Oh, it's from Lala.
Back in 17.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
I got my lifeline here right beside me, so you can do this.
Forward, I am heavy. Backwards, I am not. What am I?
Top heavy.
What would be the heaviest thing you could visualize? Something that weighed how much?
What's
Something heavy.
a ton.
A ton. Forward, I am heavy, a ton.
Yeah.
Backwards, I am not. Ton backwards. T-O-N.
Oh, okay, okay.
N-O-T.
We see how they're going to be today.
Absolutely.
Now listen to this one.
Okay.
He has married many women, but he has never been married. Who does that?
Ooh.
He has married many women, but he himself has never been married.
Oh, I don't really.
I was thinking a preacher.
A preacher.
But preacher's been
A
married.
priest.
Priest. Okay.
Okay.
A Baptist preacher could be married,
That's right. So
but a
that'd be
priest cannot.
That's true.
How are a jeweler and a jailer alike? A jeweler
Oh my
and a jailer.
They both lock up their stuff. I'm just thinking here on the, like I said, wide open.
A jeweler sells watches, but the jailer watches sells.
Oh.
Oh my goodness! And that's from that was from 7 years ago.
17.
It's 2017.
All right.
From law.
How many bricks does it take to complete a building made of bricks? How many bricks does it take to complete a building made of bricks?
Is that a trick question?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a trick question.
How many
can
bricks
tell.
does it take
I'm
to complete a building?
all it
made-
takes.
Just one to complete it.
This one to complete it. Oh,
That finishes the building.
Oh.
gee.
The last one put in place.
So
I have watched bricklayers observe their work once it's complete.
Yeah.
They look at the wall to see
Well, they're
if
proud
it's
of it.
true, if it's
Mhm.
lined up. How many of each animal did Moses take on the ark?
Oh man.
How many of each
2.
animal
two. Each animal.
Oh.
Two.
did Moses?
Oh, Moses didn't take it. Oh, okay. See,
Who had
he
the,
is tricky today.
who had the ark? Who had the ark?
Oh, Noah.
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 See, the trick word was ark. And we were already
Yeah.
talking about the ark today.
Yeah, we were
So-
talking about the ark today. The ark was 375 feet long and 75 feet wide and 45 feet high.
Goodness.
And there is a replica made in Kentucky.
Oh.
And I was talking to a friend
Exact-
today that's going to be
exact
singing there.
Oh, cool.
All right.
So the ark, can you imagine Noah building it and his next door neighbor walking out going, Noah, what is this? He looks down, he goes, it's an ark. And the neighbor says, what's it for, Noah? I can't tell you. Get it out of my yard, Noah. He's building it, so can you imagine? Okay, that was just one joke.
All right. If two's company
3's crowd.
and three's a crowd,
Oh.
2, 3, what's 4 and 5?
You're alive. 4 and 5.
I don't know.
I'm alive.
If two's company and three's a crowd, the next two numbers are 4 and 5. What are 4 and 5?
Way too many. I don't know.
Huh?
Numbers.
What are the numbers?
4 and 5.
4 and 5. 9 total.
9. That's
There we
it.
go.
See,
I need a lifeline today, I think.
how much dirt is in a hole 4 feet deep and 2 feet wide? How much dirt is in a hole 4 feet wide, 4 feet deep and 2 feet wide?
Lifeline.
3 yards.
3 yards. Is that your answer?
That's my answer.
I don't know. We'll let Darrel get it. Dang it.
What'd she
Thank
say? What'd
What'd she
say?
say?
There's no dirt in the
There's no
hole.
dirt in the hole.
Oh,
Way to go, Gail!
Miss Gail next door.
Like, I gotta go. I gotta tell
She got to tell. Thank you, Miss Gail. That was a great lifeline. We would have never figured that one.
Yeah, I need a lifeline.
No dirt in the hole.
Me and Billy was looking for the dirt.
Big time dirt that couldn't be found.
All right. What goes up and down without moving?
Up and down without moving.
Goes up and down, but yet it doesn't move.
Goes up and down. Doesn't move.
You can go up or you can go down, but
Escalator?
Elevator.
I hadn't thought about that. That an elevator goes up and down, but an elevator moves. Escalator moves.
It does. That's true. Yeah. Doesn't move up and down. I don't know.
Stairs.
I don't like stairs.
Last one.
These trick questions. I'll tell you
What grows up while growing down? It grows up while it's growing down.
Lifeline.
I don't
What's
know.
a clue?
Grass.
Oh, it's flower.
Grass. What flower does too.
My lifeline saved me again.
She's a smart lady.
I want to tell you, my
She's
next
smart,
question
Mama.
is why are the trivia easier nowadays than it was 7 years ago? Those were hard.
They were.
These are
They
laws.
were.
These are laws.
Yeah. She
Lala
sent
sent me these in the mail.
Really? Oh.
She
And
does.
I've got other things that Lala provided.
Yeah,
That's
thank you,
all
Lala, and hope all is well.
That's all I have in trivia.
Well, we'll go to a commercial break, and this will be our one break for the day, and then we'll be back for the rest of this special episode, I guess you could say, of the Albert Billy Show. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back after the break. Don't go away.
Welcome to the Dunlap Mercantile, located in the heart of the beautiful Sequatchie Valley at 15664 Rankin Avenue in Dunlap, Tennessee. Stop in today for some Mayfield ice cream or a cup of community coffee, and if you're interested in renting this venue for your event, call 423-949-2552. Stay tuned to DunlapMercantile.com for concerts and events coming to the Dunlap Mercantile in 2021. God bless.
You need a bank that you can depend on. Here at Citizens Tri-County Bank, we have the most dependable staff that you will ever meet. Call in, you will not get an automated attendant, you'll get a person. But on the other side, we have all the technology that anyone would need, from apps to online banking to bill pay. So please come and grow with us as we're about to celebrate our 50th year. We are the only community bank you will ever need.
Welcome back, folks, to this special episode of the Albert and Billy Show. We've been doing the episode and also being interviewed as well by Darrel. So
It's been fun too. I enjoyed
It's
it.
different. I like that.
So you got some birthdays.
I do. The birthdays for this week are the first was Pauline Dotson with the Primary Posse. Happy birthday,
Primary
Pauline. Yeah. And Cindy Cox, happy birthday. Hers was yesterday. So happy birthday, Aunt Cindy. Also happy birthday to Jim Housley, which was yesterday. And today, happy birthday to Regina Hurd, works at First Farmers Commercial Bank. And also happy birthday to Mason Wooden. Their birthdays are today. So once again, happy birthday to Pauline, Aunt Cindy, Jim Housley, Regina Hurd, and Mason Wooden. Hope y'all had and are having a great birthday.
Cindy was about 50.
So does it say how old Pauline is today?
It does
Oh,
not.
it does.
It does not.
I bet you she's listening in this thing.
I know it. Pauline representing with the Primary Posse.
Yeah. That's some good
I
folks.
love the Primary Posse. I tell you, remember when they had shirts made? They had shirts made when they come to the filming of our 100th episode.
I remember that.
That was so funny. They had shirts made called Primary Posse. I like that. We want to thank our sponsors, Citizens Tri-County Bank. I'll have to go through them quickly this week, so I'll just list them. Citizens Tri-County Bank, Bilbrey Insurance, Scotty's right here on Main Street, The offices of Emma Boynton, Lisa Wheeler, and Michael Walker. Farm Bureau Insurance. We'll see Matt Massengale and his friendly staff. I'll skip that in this week because we're still in limbo on that. Nicaro Antiques, literally our next door neighbor, quite literally. Come to Nicaro Antiques, folks. Check it out. It's a unique
and also
place.
a great line, hotline,
they're a contributor to our
Good lifeline. Yeah, that's right. They're a good lifeline. You are correct about that. Morgan Brothers, which also obviously is the Bank Walker Brewery and the venue. Gibbs Pools, State Farm Insurance. That's with Nick Smith. Go see him and his friendly staff. Mill Down Outdoor Adventures. Okay, I got with them yesterday, I believe, or the day before. Went down there and talked to them. We are going to be filming there, folks, and
they like the idea.
They do, and it's going to be good.
Are we going to do it with the audience, or?
Well, there'll be people there. There'll be people there. They'll be open. They'll have people floating in the river and things like that. So looking forward to that. We're either going to film it on the 24th or the 1st. It's one of these days. Basically the 24th, but if something happens and it were to rain that day, we'll do it the 1st. So that episode is coming. I told you we'd be filming there.
That'll be a lot of fun. That'll be a good episode.
The Country Gospel Bluegrass Showcase Sunday. It's Lola's. Collier and Company Realty. We're filming an episode on her farm. It won't be much longer until we do that. Remax. Cindy Nipper, Realtor at Remax. Go see Cindy Nipper. Dexter's Barber Shop. The Butter Dish. Lee Station Baptist Church. Southern Pearl. Florist Home Decor and Gifts. And I got it right the first time. For the first time. So
I need to go over there.
Our sponsors.
I got an anniversary coming up here in a few months.
Well, you may need to do it.
Go over and check it out and see what they got.
I know.
So how in the world did y'all start talking about sports? Are y'all both interested in sports?
Yeah, I'm a sports junkie. I know that.
I like all the marble tournaments.
Marble
He's always got.
I really like to play marbles. I would love to play marbles. I played when I was a kid a little bit, but not at the level you did. I didn't play at the professional level you did.
Exactly. He wasn't on the Marbles Pro Tour. Papa was.
I'll never forget my daddy said, "Where'd all these marbles come from?"
What are you gambling with marbles, Albert? What's going on?
I was gambling. I said, "Yeah." On sports, last Saturday, the Celtics thought they were going to close it out with Miami, but a fellow by the name of Butler, scoring 47 points, changed the mind of the Celtics. He sure did. And they had to go 7 games.
He was on fire.
On Sunday, those two teams climaxed their struggle with Boston winning 100-96.
Wow.
Good basketball played for 7 games.
It really was. That was a great series, and my team come out on top. That's what's wonderful about it.
Then the next step, Golden State took on Boston last night.
Yeah, because Golden State beat Dallas in the West Conference Final.
Yeah, they didn't have any trouble with them.
So the finals, we should say,
started last night.
The championship will be between my Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors. Game 1 was last night, and it was great.
The second game is going to be Sunday, and it will also be played in San Francisco.
Yeah, Celtics got a huge road win.
Then they switched to Boston.
Yeah, and Boston's always deadly there.
And then they switch back and forth for the next few games.
Game 1 was really good. Did you watch it, Papa?
No, I did not.
Oh, I watched it. Let me tell you, some 3-point shooting and then some.
What sealed the game for the Boston Celtics was the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Boston scored 40 points while holding Golden State to 16.
Yeah,
Can you imagine a whole team scored 16 points?
No, not really.
And their quarters are just 12 minutes.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Well,
I mean, a lot of points scored in that amount of time.
but in college, we have more than 12 minutes, don't we? Don't we have 15-minute quarters?
No. It's 10 minutes.
Just 10-minute quarters?
But now the college men is just, 2 halves. They still do it the way they've always done it. First half, 20 minutes. Second half, 20 minutes, yeah.
Okay, 10-minute quarters versus 12-minute for the pros.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Sunday, last
Celtics
Sunday,
won
the
last
Indy
night,
500
folks.
race was run, and it is every year. There's been over 100 Indianapolis 500 races
It's one of
that
the
transpired.
oh geez, the
Morris,
racing world.
Marcus Ericsson won. I don't know Marcus Ericsson. I don't watch
Don't
those
either.
cars go round and round and round.
No, because to me that's fine if you want to watch it and stuff. Hey, that's cool. They're fun to go to, but I've never considered them much of a sport either. To be honest with you.
It's kinda like marbles.
Yeah.
Like marbles to you.
It's exactly right.
All right,
Or golfing. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say that.
call it. But let me tell you, golfers make big money. In college baseball, last Saturday I got to watch Tennessee beat Kentucky 12-2. Then I got to see them defeat Florida 8-5.
Yeah.
And Florida got 13 hits while Tennessee just got 11. But we came out on top. We are on to Omaha next. We're still number one.
We won the SEC tournament, didn't we?
The French Open.
And that's the first one maybe for Tennessee, or at least in a long, long, long time, I guess.
It's been several years.
I seen where someone like damaged the big rock there at Tennessee over the week.
Really?
Dump paint on it or
Oh,
something again.
man.
You know how the other opposing teams will.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a thing with them.
But
I don't know what happened.
I
heard
witnessed a match close to perfection when Nadal played Djokovic.
Did you get
Did
to
you
watch
watch that? Oh, I watched
Talk about
that.
high level.
They wound
Man, they were
up
very
tied
intense.
in the fourth set.
That was the only one I watched.
It was a good one.
And they had to play the tie off.
Mm-hmm.
And Nadal won in the playoff.
And it's a shame that Nadal and Djokovic had to play in the quarterfinal.
I didn't like that. You and I
Well,
talked about that, and I didn't like the idea to begin with.
It's stupid because there's actually 2 best
But
players.
it wound
in the
up.
tournament.
It wound up. I'd say the way that most people expected it to.
Yeah, Nadal's going to be favored on clay over
Yeah.
anybody.
And they would have to come out and wet that clay down.
I know. Oh, thank you, Cliff. Just brought me one of the famous sweet
My name's
teas.
Albert.
That's all about Billy today.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. The best sweet tea in town, folks. I'm telling you, it's awesome.
Billy rules the rest.
That's
So
right.
what is the secret to sweet tea?
The secret is pour on one side of the pitcher until the sugar hits the other side.
I never can get the truth out of this.
Yeah. And then you have to do it with one arm.
Well, every single pot of sweet tea I make is different. It's like some kind
Well,
of.
that one's made. That one's been laying around for a
what's
couple months, so I thought. He
If
just
you
said he
want
wanted
the-
some sweet tea. He didn't say he wanted good sweet tea. I'll make
It'll
some of that next year.
It'll be good.
sweet tea.
Oh, it's a different type of tea, so it's sweet though.
It's good.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you like it.
Cliff, one thing Cliff Fowler can do right,
That's true.
Papa.
There's only 2 things
It's
I can
baked
do.
tea.
That's one of them.
It is the best tea in town, folks. Check it out, Ember's Ice Cream Shop. No
So the
joke.
Bacardi is the secret. The Bacardi.
One time I was trying to write it down, but I was drinking a margarita and I forgot where I was at. So I lost my own secret.
Forgot his secret. Should have wrote it down.
Yeah, I should have wrote it down. I got it.
LeBron
Thank you,
James
Cliff.
became the first player in NBA history to become worth $1 billion.
Good for
I read
him.
that. I read that this morning.
Oh,
That's crazy.
it's ridiculous.
$1 billion. What would you do with your money?
I don't know. I don't think you should make that much money.
Go buy a
playing
new
game.
car every day?
Yeah.
$1 billion. All right, the
that's
last thing in
crazy.
sports. I'm going to get back to the Jimbo Fisher and the Saban argument for one more time.
Well, I don't know the latest, so do tell. Do tell.
This is what transpired this morning. Jimbo Fisher said, it's over. It's time to move on. Saban said, I still lament what I did to stir up the mess, but I still say what I said was true. There is going on in college sports deceitfulness on the part of coaches and schools because they're paying their players.
And
he's indicating that he does not.
Yeah, he's indicating he don't do it. I don't know if he don't or not. I'm on the fence on that one, to be honest with you.
All right, we're
what do
ready.
you think on that?
In an organization that big, I could see how there's no way, no matter what college, there would be no way there would be some
crooked stuff.
Well, it'd be hard
somewhere,
it'd be hard to govern all the people that have graduated from that school that's got money and they want to help their school out.
Well, I told y'all a long time ago that someone told me over at Tennessee State their big at Tennessee's problem was the alumni.
The alumni.
The alumni wouldn't keep their nose out of playing football and baseball and basketball.
How are you going to go?
So see that
they, they're always telling them what play to play, or they interfere instead of letting the kids play the sport the way it's supposed to be played.
All right.
That's exactly right.
These are from.
Now, what you got going on here, Papa?
These come from C.B. Moore. If you remember
C.B. Moore, I remember C.B. Moore. I sure do.
He would give me little things that he came up with. He called them C.B.isms.
Yeah. He called them that. That's funny.
The happiest people don't necessarily have the best of everything. They just make the best of everything they have.
Oh, I like that, actually.
That is good.
A contented person is the one who enjoys the scenery on a detour. I told you that's character.
That's a good one.
That is, yeah.
Aspire to inspire before you expire. A hug is a great gift. One hug fits all.
You can't just stand outside by the road holding a sign that says free hugs.
Oh, you think anybody would stop and get one?
Man, I tell you, it's going to get you in trouble.
I wouldn't be surprised.
If I put up a sign on my chest that said free kisses, you think I'd give away?
Listen at him.
I don't know. There might be a few ladies that get in that line.
Seat belts are not as confining as wheelchairs.
Well, there's good point.
I'm a seatbelt man.
This is the last one. Have you ever noticed that although God demands a whole heart, He will accept a broken heart if He gets all the pieces?
Wow.
Isn't that wonderful?
If He gets all the pieces. Oh, I'm going to steal that.
That's very good.
I want to talk about politics, and the reason I chose to talk about politics, I'm going to be fair to both parties.
That's hard to do.
Some of your leading, now according to this is, I cut this out somewhere. According to this, some of the leading Democratic presidents have been Andrew Jackson, he was from Tennessee.
Yeah.
James Buchanan, Franklin Roosevelt. I remember he started Social Security in 1935, the year I was born.
Thank you for my check.
John F. Kennedy and Barack Obama. On the Republican side, you've got Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses Grant. That's back in the Civil War.
Yeah.
Both of them. William McKinley, Theodore Roosevelt. I brought him up last week. And William Howard Taft. I think he was from Ohio. Now, despite their differences, Democrats and Republicans share a common goal: to make the United States the best country it can be. Although they may sometimes disagree on how to achieve that goal, when the two parties work together, anything is possible.
That is true. Unfortunately,
the first party that was created was the Democratic Party. 26 years later, the Republican Party was created, and it went by the letters GOP. Do you know what that stands for?
Government of People.
Grand
Old Party. That's it. Grand Old Party. Dang it. I knew that too. The Grand Ole Party.
Grand Ole Party. All right. Now I want to go back to Charles Schulz that drew the Peanuts character.
Yeah.
I love to draw the Peanut characters.
You need to draw another one, and we'll put it up here somewhere. Papa.
Okay, I'll do that.
There you go. You heard it here, folks.
Lucy was 10 years old when she did the voice of Lucy. Her name was Tracy Stratford.
Oh.
She was 10 years old when they made that first movie at Christmas, Charlie Brown Christmas.
Really?
Wow.
So Lucy, that was in 1965. She since then has wrote a series of books, and they are geared to try to create interest in young people about getting an education.
Oh, that's
The
important.
series that she has written is the Peanuts Great American Adventure, and she gets Charlie involved and Lucy and Snoopy and all their friends about founding America and settling America from the viewpoint of comic characters.
Yeah.
And they're hoping that will get the interest of young kids more readily than just opening up a book and start reading about history.
It probably will a little bit, honestly.
Well,
Especially little ones.
It
I'm
will
very
make a huge
interested in
difference.
history. I love history.
a child, where Albert would like to open up a book and start reading, a child is better geared towards seeing pictures.
Absolutely.
And wise is the teacher that tries to encourage people to learn by whatever means they can get their interest.
Yeah.
Wise is the preacher that gets the interest of the people listening in his congregation quickly. He wants to get their attention.
Yeah.
Some of your TV preachers, they tell a joke to begin with.
Yeah. I don't blame him for that.
All
Because
right.
you lose people after an
The
hour.
Bible
You
says
do.
preaching is foolishness.
Oh yeah, to some.
So
Yeah.
it's
Now-
talking about us earthly people. That's what it's trying
Yeah.
to tell us.
Now Lucy Lala,
Oh, la.
here's some of her questions.
Oh, good.
What has a foot on each side and one in the middle? It has a foot on each side and one in the middle. What is it that has a foot on each side and one in the middle?
Is there like another clue maybe?
Well,
Like,
add them up.
3.
One foot on each side and one in the middle. How many feet do you have?
3.
yeah.
3.
3.
It's a trick question, I believe.
What has 3 feet in it?
That's the part I can't figure out.
A yard.
Yardstick.
Dang it!
I said it the same time you thought you said it.
Are you kidding me?
Take off my skin. I won't cry, but you will. What will that be? If you take off my skin, you'll cry. But it won't
An
bother me.
onion.
An onion.
An onion.
Oh.
That's good, Darrell.
I've done a little crying.
The more it dries,
I've done a
the
little
more it
crying.
dries, the wetter it gets. What is it?
The paint I've been
Grass.
painting.
What?
Grass.
No.
I'm just kidding.
What do you dry with at home?
Towel.
A towel.
Oh, okay. Well,
Another
see,
trick
it was
question.
too easy. Yeah, it's a trick question.
What has 4 eyes but cannot see?
I don't know, but it's climbing up your shoulder.
Well, say that question again.
Yeah.
What
say that
has
one again.
4 eyes but cannot see?
A spider?
Mississippi.
Oh.
Wow.
See, I didn't get that one because I can't spell.
What is greater than God,
Ooh.
more evil than Satan? The poor have it, the rich don't need it. What is it?
Money.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, wow.
Greater
Yep.
than God?
I think you
nothing.
got us on that one
That's
before.
true. Yeah, I think,
I think
so
I've
too.
heard that one before.
This was in
This all- this
17.
is-
No, this was in 17. You weren't here in 17.
I
Wow.
wasn't here in 17. But I have watched TV shows from 17.
If
Yeah.
you look at the number on my face, You won't find 13 in any place. What am I?
Oh, crap.
You look at the numbers
The
on
U.S.
my face.
dollar? No, I don't know.
Look at the numbers on my face. You won't find 13.
Oh,
Oh, third.
clock.
Clock.
These
What
things.
room can no one enter?
What?
Room can no one enter?
The Holy of Holies? No.
The priest can enter there once a year.
That's right. You got to tie a rope to him to pull him back out, though. Just
A mushroom.
in case.
A mushroom. Dang it. Dang
All right.
it. Dang it.
I've got some jokes now.
I change the batteries to the clock every year when it changes.
Mm-hmm.
Once
Time
a year.
changing.
Now I always just bring it. It's just my job. I just do it for the fun of it.
I
I bring a
appreciate it.
battery every one time a year because silly time thing changes twice. And
Yeah.
so
All right.
It does.
A
It
guy
does.
shows up late for work.
Is this a joke?
he's
Heck
fired.
yeah.
Start
He's
the
fired.
jokes. And the boss yelled out to him, "You should have been here at 8:30." The man said, "Why? What happened at 8:30?"
Yeah, he got fired after that
He
one.
got fired after that one.
Or should have.
A pickpocket is in court for a series of petty crimes. The judge says, "Sir, you are fined $100. And the lawyer stands up and says, "Thank you, Your Honor. However, my client only has $75. Do you mind if he mixes and mingles with the crowd here?"
Dang.
There's some courts out there that need to be pickpocketed.
I reckon.
Every other Friday, I remember telling this joke. Every other Friday, a worker would leave the factory pushing a wheelbarrow full of straw. And each time the guard would take a fork and stick in that hay to see what he was stealing. And the guard would say, "Well, go on, there's nothing in here but hay." So this ritual repeated itself every day and every week for several years. Finally, the guard is going to retire.
Mm-hmm.
And the guard, on the last day that he's working, when that fellow pulls up with the wheelbarrow, he doesn't even stick the pitchfork down in the hay. He said, "Listen, if you'll tell me what you're stealing, I will not rat on you. I am just interested in understanding what it is you're stealing." What was he stealing?
Hey,
Wheelbarrows.
Wilbur. That's a $200 bill right there nowadays.
A new family had just moved into town. The son came to Sunday school, but he seemed to be upset. And the teacher asked him if anything was wrong. And the boy said, he told the teacher, "Well, I wanted to go fishing, but Dad told me that I needed to come to church instead." So the teacher was very impressed with the boy coming on to church, and the boy's parents had asked the boy to do that. So she asked the boy if the father explained to him why it was so important to go to church instead of fishing. And the boy said to the teacher, "Well, yes, he did explain to me. He didn't have enough bait for both of us."
That's what it is. That's what I figured.
Gene was at a marriage seminar, and the leader was asking everybody how long they'd been married. When it was Gene's turn, Gene said, "I've been married 50 years. We've been married 50 years. "Wonderful," the guide said. "Perhaps you can take a few minutes to share with us some of your insights on how to have a successful marriage." And so the man said, "Well, I try to treat her nice. I give her gifts from time to time. I take her on trips. In fact, for our 25th anniversary, we went to the Bahamas."
Cool.
And so the leader was so impressed, and he said, "Well, you shared with us on how to have a successful marriage. Can you tell us, you told me that you've been married 50 years now, what you're going to do for your 50th anniversary?" And he said, "Well, I think I'll go back and pick her up from the Bahamas."
Ooh, goodness.
And they're 25
She's
years.
probably not wanting to go.
I don't think she would want to go with him.
Dang. Talking about gold, that's gold.
Now this is long. Listen to every one of them closely. There are 500 bricks on a plane. One falls off. How many are left?
499.
All right, remember that.
Okay.
What are the 3 steps for putting an elephant in the refrigerator? You open the fridge, number 1. You put the elephant in, number 2, and you close the door. That's the 3 steps in putting an elephant in a refrigerator. All right.
I don't get that. This is supposed to be a big one.
What are the 3 steps for putting? Did I say elephant?
Elephant.
All right. Now, what are the 4 steps in putting a giraffe in a refrigerator?
That'd be impossible.
You remove the elephant, and then you put in the giraffe, and you open the door and put in the giraffe, and then you shut the door. That's the 4 steps. Now, the Lion King is having a birthday party. All the animals attend but one. Which one does not attend?
The giraffe. He's in the
giraffe. He's in the refrigerator. You're listening. Now listen. Sally wants to cross an alligator-infested river. There's no bridge, and the only way she can go across is by swimming. She swims across and makes it to the other side safely. Why?
Poor girl.
All the alligators are at the birthday party of the king, the Lion King. Now, Sally dies anyway. Why?
Why?
The first joke. 500 bricks on the plane, one falls off. That one brick hits Sally. Now this is the last one.
Oh man.
Listen to this one. While teaching children about world religions, a teacher asked her students to bring a symbol of their faith to class. Whatever your family, wherever they go, bring me a symbol of their faith. So the next day, she asked each student to come forward and explain to the class what they had brought and why. So the first child says, I'm Muslim, and this is my prayer rug. He brought a prayer rug. The second child said, I'm Jewish, and this is my family's menorah. The third child says, I'm Roman Catholic, and this is my mom's rosary beads.
Right.
The fourth child said, I'm Greek Orthodox, and this is an icon of my patron saint. The fifth child says, I'm a Baptist, and this is my casserole dish. Forgive me, Brother Jim.
And some fried chicken.
That is so
We call that the gospel bird, by the way. Fried
Yeah,
gospel
gospel
bird.
bird.
Well, I mean, I didn't see that coming, but that is a really good way to end the joke because that is so true. So
Yeah, it's true.
you're still on road.
So how many books have you got of jokes, do you think?
I guess about 5 or 6.
Just 5 or 6, really? I would have figured way more.
I was going
than
to say
that.
10.
Well, now, I'll tell you where I got a lot of my jokes. Emily Howell, my next neighbor 2 doors up, used to bring me a Reader's Digest every time she got one.
Yeah.
And I would get jokes out of the Reader's Digest. She doesn't bring me one anymore.
She does.
Do they even have a Reader's Digest anymore? I don't know. My mama used to get it.
Oh, yeah, they're still
They
making
still
them.
make them.
Yeah, it's for some reason.
Probably digital now.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one that misses the newspaper. My pastor told me today that he missed the newspaper.
Well, yeah, it was unnecessary for 10 of the times to do that, I thought.
Well, they're really buckling down on making sure we get rid of all this paper. They don't want the,
They want
the
to.
tree cutting and.
Mm-hmm.
To me, tree cutting like they do is a crop, just like corn or whatever. Those pine trees are a crop. They plant them when they're little babies, and they come and get them when they're grown.
That's
or,
true.
Grown up.
Yeah.
And then they plant little babies again. So,
That's true.
I don't understand. And it puts men and women to work.
Yeah, it does.
Not
It
no
does. Well, Papa, he's been on a roll lately.
He has. Well, I really wanted. I thank you guys so much for letting me interview you guys. It was something we kind of come up with last week that we were talking about that we wanted to do for a really long time.
Yeah.
So people could just get to know y'all a little more and personally.
I like
bit.
that. I like that.
Well, it was interesting. I did not know what you were going to ask.
No.
Neither did I. No, so
Never know what I'm going to say.
never know what I'm going to say.
But what was interesting to me was to get to go back through all those notes that I have stored since 1915 or 2015.
1915.
That's before I was born. I'm old, but I didn't pick out all of them. By no means could I have, but I just picked out some that would be representative of what went on here in the Albert Billy Show all the way back 8 years ago.
Well, I tell you, I really believe in my heart that Bledsoe County and the world now with YouTube and everything are really interested in what's going on in this little small town USA, and they get that information from Albert Billy a lot of times.
You're right, I think. Man. It's so cool, isn't it?
If you let it, it will boggle your mind.
Yeah.
If you let it.
I mean, this Saturday we've got an event here in town, the Cruise In.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, and I think we got music. They're playing out on the
because
in
they
the main street.
Yeah, because Pikeville's folks is combined, and it's called Summer Nights.
Summer Nights.
Yeah,
Cruise In Summer Nights. Yeah.
I think Summer Nights is the second one this year, maybe, or a car show.
I think so.
I believe it's the second.
But they in the paper it said, be sure and get your puzzle piece.
That's right.
We're still working on the puzzle pieces. There's a little sample of what the puzzle pieces look like, and you collect all 4 of them, and then it gives you a. And I think you still have a chance to collect all 4 because we're going.
Yeah.
You don't have to get like one of every car show. You just got to go each town. All summer.
Yeah, that's true. Some people think I go to, each one every time. So we try to emphasize that that's not.
So it's like if you go once to Pikeville and then out of the whole summer, and then once to Crossville and once to Dunlap and once to Pile Crossroads.
That's it.
Yeah, you'll get a piece of the puzzle.
You sure will.
And then it puts you down for maybe a piece of the great prize there.
I would say they would, and of course that makes you eligible for the win in December of this year.
My pastor asked a question last week during the Bible study for the inmates. He said, y'all know that there used to be a train come to Pikeville? I held up my hand. Yeah, I remember it. And then he said, well, did you ever ride the train, Albert? I said, yeah, I rode it once. He said, where from? I said, I got on it at College Station, rode to Pikeville.
No way.
He said, well, how much further up did the train go? I said, it turned around right here. He said, it turned around here in Pikeville? I said, yeah, this was the end of the line.
Yeah.
I said, you go up to Save-A-Lot grocery store, and that's where the train would pull in and turn around and go back down the valley, go into Alabama. He said, really? I said, yeah. But I said, when they decided to close the depot and pull up the train tracks, I said, Jim Denny was the man that was the last depot agent. Jim Denny.
Really?
Well, my daddy used to ride from Nashville to from out, in that area to Crossville, and they had a turnaround in Crossville and it went back. And so that would have been about the same time you was a young man. And so the train
when we went out west with Carolyn's brother and his wife, and we came back on the southern route of Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Oklahoma, and Texas, and all that.
Cool.
There was a train that went from coast to coast on the southern track.
Wow, that would be cool. That really would be.
I would say a lot of freight is still delivered by rail, but the majority of the goods that are moved in the United States are moved by truck.
Yeah, sure.
All you got to do is get on Highway 40 and you will understand what I'm saying.
There's a lot more trucks on the road than it was when I was a kid, for sure.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah.
I remember going across over the old road in Mont Eagle, the old highway before the actual interstate was even there, and it was pretty spooky. It was a scary road.
Yeah. When Carolyn and I got married, 127 was being constructed. Because I can remember we were on a gravel road trying to get away from the people that were trying to chivalry us on that night we got married.
Wanting to sew your sheets up, was they?
They let the air out of my tires and stole my cigars and did everything. Then they put me in. They had a wheelbarrow and they made me roll Carolyn from South Pikeville to Pikeville on the main street. They had 2 cars wide behind me in that wheelbarrow. I had to keep on pushing because they were pushing me with their cars. And I rode Carolyn right through the main street of town. On that
So y'all had to jump across the broom that afternoon, or
No,
what?
we didn't. But that marriage lasted 60 years and 7 months and 10 days and 4 hours. And she died on December the 18th, 2013. I still miss her.
Oh,
Well, yeah, I bet I miss her too.
When my ballpoint pens are running out of ink, I will write just to see how much ink I've got left, and I'll write Carolyn Marie Roberts.
oh.
I like that.
I do. I told Paul about that this week.
Did
Well, I tell you what, it's been a real pleasure to know both of y'all, and my little
Thank
time
you.
here, coming here doing the videotaping. I learned so much. I really do from you guys.
I enjoy talking to you, Darrel.
Yeah, I
I
do
really
too.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I do too.
Great
It was
interview,
fun.
y'all.
Thank you for interviewing us.
It was,
Now we'll reverse it.
Now we're going to reverse it next week, and
that's
y'all are going
right.
to interview me.
Yes,
Oh,
and you
okay.
some
But
questions.
I will
Okay.
still have some old jokes and old trivia.
In honor of us being old. No.
I'll tell you how old I am.
We done know.
My pastor says that I am so old that Jesus was in my Sunday school class.
Well, I was in the war, and of course everybody knows the South one. You know, I'm not that old. Well,
No,
y'all
you're not
bless
that
my
old.
heart every time I come in here every Friday, and I know y'all bless Pottville in the world, and we're glad to have y'all.
Well, thank you. That means a lot.
I really mean it.
Billy shares with me text messages that he gets. And he
From
tells,
around the world,
he
by the
tells
way.
me
Oh,
where
my
these are
goodness.
from. And it is hard for this old mind and this old body to understand that.
Yeah.
I can't really comprehend people in
Yeah.
other parts of the world listening to
Yeah.
us.
They'll get this edited this afternoon, and by this afternoon or tomorrow morning, there'll be people
Yeah.
around the world
Watching.
watching this video, and that just
It's
just
kind of mind
incredible.
blowing. Yeah.
It is.
And
But
wow.
you know, I should be thankful to Billy for calling me up that day and saying, "Papa, will you come up here and talk to me?"
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome. We didn't dream it would turn into
No.
into what it is today. We didn't dream it would do that.
What
but
show are we on now? This is 230.
20.
20?
Yes.
220.
220.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's 220 weeks on
That's
television.
220 Fridays.
But
220
really,
episodes.
the Albert and Billy show on the radio goes back to 2015,
Which
That's
was,
right.
several years before. That's right. That's right.
or at
Well, I
least
told y'all the story. I was over at the old hospital over here, and I was going to talking to them about doing an interview and shooting a TV show over there.
Yeah.
And I went walking in there, and she says, "I can't talk to you right now." I'm like, "Well, why not? You know, I'm sorry. I thought I was supposed to be here at 2:00." She says, "Yeah, you were supposed to be here at 2:00, but Albert and Billy's fixing to come on, and I can't watch and talk to you and listen to that too."
when I failed,
I like her.
when I failed March the 25th, I don't think those girls at the dollar store knew who I was, but now I walk in and I'm a celebrity.
Yeah.
They know my children now.
They probably was scared they was going to get sued.
You never know.
They never can. No, you guys both have a great personality though, and you are personality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere I go, someone's always asking me about y'all guys. I was up there at the Butter Dish few weeks ago when I told y'all about this, and this guy come up and touched me on the shoulder, and he says, "Need to tell Albert and Billy a little less sports and a whole lot more jokes."
Yeah, you didn't tell me about that part. I forgot.
I would think that the jokes are the most popular part of the
They're
show.
my favorite part.
Well, they would be right up there, and of course, obviously, we do the sports calls. That was one of the things that was requested from a few different people when we started out, you know, as to what to talk about and things. That was one of the most popular answers we got. So it was easy for us to add sports to it because we are sports fanatics. I'll just be honest, and it was right up our alley, right there, wasn't it, Papa?
It must be up everybody's alley, so.
Oh, it must be. We do appreciate it. We're very grateful to all of you. We really are. And that is it for this special edition of the Albert and Billy Show. But Papa will be back next week for another all-new edition of the Albert and Billy Show. We'll be reversing the roles a little bit, talking to Darrel, asking him some questions next week.
We'll run him through the mill.
That's right.
Boy.
That's right. We will. And that will be on next week's episode, folks. So until then, have a great week. And we will see you next week for another edition of the Albert and Billy Show.
Tune in next week, folks.
See you, everybody.
See y'all.
Hey, folks. Albert and Billy here. You're watching us on Channel 18, BTC Fiber. Check us out on BTC Fiber YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and like. And check out our Facebook page. Be sure to like and share. Thanks, everybody, for watching.